Okay, we fixed the problem with the microphone. It somehow got muted, but we're back. And I'm still enjoying the cigar, and it's only been probably 15 minutes. Go figure. Yeah, but no, I'm at the shop. I'm just hanging out. I'm waiting for y'all to come in and join and say, hey, what's up? Well, that's using that drink. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I go all day without touching your glasses, and they're still fucking filthy. Dust and dirt. It's real obnoxious. But it's just part of life of having glasses. You know, there's nothing you can really do about it. You know, it is what it is. There's a lot of ambient noise in here, a lot of echo, because this room is a plain room. There's no soft features in here to absorb audio. So, there you go. Oh, no, I have a whole new setup for the stream. At least for this, the cigar stream on Sundays. Got a new microphone, new headset, new laptop, which is what I'm using. New ring light. However, just to piss off all the gamers, I still have my trackball mouse. I still game with the trackball mouse. I love my Logitech trackball mouse. I'm not sponsored by Logitech. But hey, Logitech. Send me a bunch of these for free, that'd be awesome. And I still have my streaming set up at home for gaming and audio engineering, other things that I do, including my job. But I do like my new little mobile stream setup. It is nice. It's just a little Asus Vivo, you know. It's nothing special. It's running Windows 11, which my desktop can't do. But I do like it. It is a good laptop. Kind of like this Johnny Tobacconize, a really good cigar. We're almost at the end of it. Then I put it out and light the second stick for the day. I got stuff right here. I got stuff in that is not very good for you. Of course, a lot of things in life aren't good for you. So, there you go. I'll probably string these two together. This previous stream and this stream. I just abandon that first part. Chop it, edit it, run it, and hope for the best later. But for now, I'm happy with what I have. What is that fucking noise? Okay, that should be better. I shouldn't get any more of that fucking feedback. Because that shit is definitely annoying. There shouldn't be anything else that would be picking up audio, though. There should be no reason for it to do feedback. Oh, well. I don't care. I care. Alright, fine. Let's figure this out. Speakers. We'll take audio. Wow. Okay, meet that. And okay, cool. I figured it out. I know what the problem was. The laptop speakers were on and it was bugging with the microphone. The microphone doesn't like it. It creates that weird fucking noise, that feedback I hate. That's the end of that. Now our next stick is a very special stick. I love these. They're the new one, but well, they're not new, but they're the latest. no, it doesn't. But they come in a really cool paper sleeve. It's very cool, very well printed. I like that. I think that looks good. You know, it's very Japanese. But Matt Booth put out a bunch of cigars that are very Japanese aesthetically inspired. Now, this one is Maduro. It comes in a tissue paper wrapper on top of the cigar, along with that fancy little sleeve. The band is very elegant, very fancy. The Daru. And it's kind of a loose fit. Sorry, loose foot. Foot is capped. It's overwrapped. Now this is the cap or the crown. Body, the foot. Foot, if you look at that, doesn't look like other cigars. Like most cigars have a clean cut foot or trimmed foot. This is kind of a wrapped, sealed foot. Got the cap, right around. We're going to toast the bottom. Because on some of these, it really helps just to toast the bottom. Always a good idea to toast the foot. I know guys that will actually light their cigars this way. They will read it, they'll do this and light it that way and do a virgin puff. I don't. Mainly because I'm not good at doing that. Tasty. Dark, rich coffee flavors. A little bit of chocolate. Kind of a nutty flavor. Love it. Damn good stick. This one is my top 5. But it's not a daily. It's not a daily stick. This is a stick I'm probably only going to do once a month. Because I like it. I really like it. So I want it to be special. You can smoke your favorite sticks as a daily. But I have a lot of sticks I really like. From Room 101 Ichibans, which are their budget stick, which for less than $70 you get 20. And 4 rows of 5, yeah, that's 20. And they're solid sticks, but for the price point they come out to about $2-3 a stick. So if I have to throw one out, go. It's not that big of a loss. The other one I like to smoke daily or every other day is the Room 101 Payback Maduro. I've been around it. If I don't smoke it here, I'm definitely going to smoke it at home. But this is what I meant. This one has a cut foot. The foot is cut clean. And it's not wrapped, nor is it shaggy. And I have shown y'all shaggy foot cigars on here before. I've had them on stream, and I like them. They add a different flavor, different smoke profile, and I like it. Now that Payback is also a daily for me. I will smoke those daily if I want. But I also have some Smoke Factory by Drew Estates at home. Those are definitely a budget stick. For like $50, you get 25. And they are phenomenal for what they are. But they're like $2.50 a stick. So if you got to throw it out and get back to work, or if you drop it in the water while you're fishing, you got to put it out because you got to go back to work, it's not that big of a loss. It really isn't. Sorry, I'm taking my headphones off. I don't need them. I mean, it's not that big of a loss if you have to put out one of those smoke factories because they're cheap. They are very cheap, and that's a good thing, But if you want to get into cigars, and you have questions, I have answers. Now, I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to cigars. Actually, I'm going to leave these plugged in. That way, I can check for if there's a feedback, which is annoying. Not that there should be. There shouldn't be feedback. I think I fixed that problem. I I got into cigars in college, and then I kind of just stopped. Like I stopped smoking cigars and cigarettes and everything. And then in 2019, one of my friends got me back into cigars, and I've been growing from there. Like before, I didn't really know much about cigars, but over the last 4 years, I've learned a lot about cigars, and I've learned what I like. I've learned my profile. Not everyone has the same profile when it comes to cigarettes or cigars. Not everyone has the same profile as cigars. And one of the best questions I ever got from a staff member at the shop where I'm at now was, "How do you like your coffee?" And it's not that they're trying to pair a cigar to how you drink your coffee. It's an excellent question, because what it does is, if you like your coffee with a lot of cream and a lot of sugar, you're not going to like Maduro. You want something like a sun-grown or a Connecticut, something mild to medium. If you like your coffee with a little cream, a little sugar, you may like a Maduro. You may not like Connecticut. You may like that sun-grown right in the middle. But if you like your coffee black with no real cream, little to no sugar, then you're probably going to enjoy a Maduro. A Maduro is like that black cup of coffee. They're full bodied. They tend to be richer in flavor. Now, most cigars are rich in flavor. They have subtle notes and subtle undertones to their flavor profile. I like my Maduros, and this Durama by Room 101 has a rich leather and coffee bitter flavor to it. I love that. It's got a little bit of leather, a good earthy note that follows from the start of the puff to the end of the puff. A rich, bitter coffee flavor that runs from there. But it doesn't have a lingering taste, which is good. I don't like when cigars have a lingering taste. Now, I know that there are cigars that do have lingering taste, and a lot of those tend to be like flavor-infused cigars. Cigars, that are like Acids by Georgia State. They have a sweet wrapper and a sweet taste that will permeate your mouth, and that will last till after the cigar is done. But I don't like those. And a lot of serious cigar smokers, we started on acids because we didn't know any better. And we didn't have a flavor profile. We may have gotten a hold of like a stick that was too rich for us, and it turned us off. But there's no shame in smoking an acid. I'll mock you for it, but I'm not going to hate you for it. Also, on the side note, if you do smoke infused cigars, do not keep them in the same humidor as your regular cigars, because that flavor will carry over to your other sticks. It will contaminate the flavor profile of all your other sticks. It will. It's just the nature of the beast. Now, since I don't smoke infused cigars, I don't have that problem. I don't have to have a separate humidor for them because I don't smoke them. None of my cigars are infused. Even the pipe tobacco infused cigars, and there are some that are really good, should be kept in a separate humidor so it doesn't contaminate the rest of your humidor's flavors. That's just how it is. Now, I've shown my humidor on TikTok, and I'll occasionally take pictures of it and go, haha, it's full. When you have a humidor, you want to keep it at least 50% full. Not because, gotta have cigars. No, you want to keep it at least half full, at half capacity. That way the humidity doesn't go out of whack. Like, I like to keep my humidor at 69% nice humidity, because I think that's the ideal range for me. Some people like their sticks a lot more humid, some like them a lot drier. But ideally, 65 to 75 is the golden range. I shoot for the middle at 69% because that's just how I like my sticks. Now, when it comes to a humidor, there are various things about humidity that you can use. A lot of them come with these little, silica beads that you fill with water. But You don't just start throwing sticks in some humidity and hope for best. You got to season the humidity. You got to bring it up to humidity because that cedar, when you get it, is dry. And good humidors have cedar liners because they are stable in humidity. They do not rot. They do not mold unless you saturate them. So they're usually the better ones. Also, it doesn't impart any flavor to the sticks. Some woods can. Cedar does not. It also helps get rid of bugs, prevent bugs and shit like that. But I digress. That's a really good stick. I do recommend the Room 101 Durama. It is a solid stick. It is definitely top 10. You know, maybe one day I'll put together a top 10 list of my favorite cigars. We'll go through and talk about them. Maybe smoke some of them. But for right now, let's just enjoy each other's company. Let's just hang out and just smoke. You know, if you have a question, feel free to ask. I have no problem answering questions. If you want to ask me something, I might have answers. Or not, who knows? Mm-hmm. I recently bought a new bed, by the way. Well, not a new bed. I bought a new mattress. And I love that damn thing. It's a hybrid. And I didn't know I could sleep so damn good. Like, I love this mattress. And I got it on sale. I paid $600 for a mattress that's normally like $1,800. It's 2/3 off on Labor Day. It's magical. I loved it. It's great. I'll lay down and I'll wake up in the same position I laid down. I don't toss. I don't turn. It's magical. I love it. It was definitely an upgrade. My advice is you cannot put a price on sleep. Good sleep is priceless. So if you spend the money on a mattress, you're generally going to get better sleep. You got to find the mattress that works for you. And people are different. So mattresses are, of course, going to be different for everybody. Some people like really firm. Some people like really soft. But a good mattress is always worth its price. Excuse me, had a burp. Now, if you buy like a $20,000 mattress, I think that's a bit excessive. I don't see the value in that. But, you know, good price is $1,000 to $4,000 because those are generally the better price ranges for mattresses. Mm-hmm. However, the only reason I bought a new mattress is because I've made some very good financial choices lately, and they have afforded me some extra money. So I paid off both my credit cards and canceled one, and I still have the other. I have money saved away. I put most of the money that I got into my retirement funds, into my various, retirement investments, because I'm not going to live forever, but I certainly want to not have to work forever. So that works. But I have no debt. Like, hear me out. I have no credit card debt. My phone I paid for. I bought my phone outright. I'm not leasing or renting a phone from a phone company. No, I bought my phone separately, away from my phone company, to where I don't have to do that. My car is paid off. That's right. My 2016, Volkswagen Jetta GLI SEL fucking paid off. I paid cash for that. So I have no car payment. I have no mortgage. I have no credit card debt. I have no loans. I am completely debt free. Aside from my usual monthly bills, I'm golden. I have no debt, and it feels fucking amazing. Now, I know there's some of you out there going, oh, that must be nice. It's like, it is. But I'm also 40 years old. I'm a grown man. I'm a middle-aged man. And, you know, I count myself extremely lucky that I am out of debt and I have no debt. You know, I still have to pay my phone bill. That's fine. I pay my car insurance every 6 months. That's fine. I pay, my share of the utilities and all that. That's all paid. But I have no debt. And it's magical to not have debt. When you do not have debt, the world feels amazing. And the best way to do that is instead of, leasing furniture, don't. Do not lease furniture. Don't do that rent-to-own furniture or appliances because you end up paying 2 to 3 times the price of the furniture or whatever you're leasing. You end up paying 3 times what it would normally cost. The best thing to do is save up. I know that sounds stupid and obvious, but if you just save up and put up with, okay furniture and not the latest and greatest, you'll be okay. You don't need to replace your furniture every 5 years. If it's in good shape, it's fine. Save up and buy what you want when you can afford it. Don't be afraid to look for sales. I mean, it should be obvious, but I know there's a lot of people out there who don't do that. Oh man, that is a good stick. That is a very good stick. That is so good. Excuse me. I hate when I have to sneeze. Now, I like Room 101. Room 101 is my preferred cigar brand. My preferred manufacturer, but there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of really good cigars. Like the sign above the pictures behind me, it's for Zeno. Zeno makes insanely good cigars, but you pay a good price for Zeno. The ashtrays that I'm using are from Avo, and those are phenomenal cigars, but price goes with it. I mean, there are so many good sticks out there that it just goes beyond comprehension at times. And you can't just, trust what everyone says about one brand. You got to go try other brands. You'll find what you like. And there's been times where I've come to the shop to buy a stick or two, and one of the guys working here, they all know me because I come here so much. They'll go, "Hey, have you tried this yet? You might like it," and I'll buy it. And 9 out of 10 times, it's a good stick. With that said, though, occasionally I get a not so good stick. They will, a good shop, a good humidor, and tobacco. The employees will develop a relationship with you. You'll develop a rapport with them, and you'll be able to eventually work with them. They'll find your profile. They'll find what you like, and you can go from there. From there, it's phenomenal. From there, they'll lead you to some good sticks. And you don't always have to buy the most expensive stick out there. Like, I don't buy Davidoffs. Davidoffs are incredibly good sticks. They're incredibly good cigars, but they are pricey. They range from $20 to $100 a pop. Like, they are a premium cigar. And there's a reason why they're a premium price, because they're a premium cigar. Are they good? Yes. Every Davidoff I've had has been phenomenal. Now, you may not like them. You might like Monte Cristo. You might like Avo. You might like Fuente. You might like Crux. You might like, hell, you may even just like Diesel. I don't typically like Diesel and kind of have a bad opinion of them. Or hell, you might find a Gurkha that you like. Now, the reason I put a little shade on that It's not that Gurkha cigars are bad. I'm sure there's some good ones, but they have so many blends and mixes and combinations that just too much. Hell, one of the most expensive cigars in the world is a Gurkha, and I know someone who had one, and they smoked it, and they put it out after like 20 minutes because it was disgusting, and it just goes to show what you like versus what everyone likes aren't always going to be the same. You know, my friends and I that smoke cigars and hang out. So band came off. We generally don't smoke the same thing, but we found something that fits like a ring. Nice. But we found some sticks that we all enjoy. We all like them, and we will smoke them, and we will trade them amongst each other. Or if legendarily good sticks like an Opus X comes up on market, we will tell each other, hey, the store has Opus X, and we will all go buy Opus X. City of Fire Series B, if those come on market, that's like a $40 cigar, by the way. If that comes on the market, my friends know it, they'll say, hey, this place has it. And sure enough, I'll go buy them because it's a legendarily good stick. And they only make so many. But they're phenomenal, and I love them. They're my favorite cigar. They're my number one. Opus X, Angel Share, number one. Well, it's a tie between Angel Share and Lost City. Those two I love beyond anything else. But those don't come to market very often because they only make so many a year. And because they only make so many a year, it's artificial scarcity. So they sell real quick. But there's also another one by LTD called the Andalusian Bull, which I love that cigar. It's a fucking massive stick. It's a weird size and an odd shape, but damn, is it good. But again, artificial scarcity. And I have a friend that every time the shop I'm at, he gets boxes of them. He buys all the fucking boxes. And it's like, you fucking bastard. You couldn't even share one. Though he does give them out occasionally, which is nice. Hell, I've had an Avo that is a limited edition, limited release, exclusively for a few shops that have an Avo lounge. And it was fucking great. It was good, but it's not top 5. It's top 10. I mean, hell, I've had some Cubans that were fucking horrible. And I've had some Cubans that were fucking good. Like, there are so many... How do I put it? When it comes to, like, Cuban cigars, there are a few brands I trust to put out really good ones. But there are a lot of really shitty ones. And the only thing I think that makes Cubans so... Cuban, ooh, it's a Cuban cigar. Ooh, it's from Cuba. The only thing that makes it so special is the embargo. Because they're so hard to... Because it's a pain in the ass to get a Cuban. That's what makes them so desirable. Because it's the mystique and the prestige of having something that not everyone can get. Like, to get a Cuban, I know a guy that can get me Cubans on a fairly regular basis. He can. But I don't always get Cubans. Because there's only 2 brands of Cubans I really, really like. Cohiba makes phenomenal cigars, and their Cubans are really good. And then Pargas number 2, Series B. Those are my 2 favorite cigars for Cubans. Those are phenomenal sticks, but they're hard to get. And I know a lot of other premium brands have Cubans, but I don't like them. Like, I don't like Monte Cristo Cuban. I don't like the way it tastes. It doesn't burn right. It doesn't taste good. It's just meh. I've had some other Cubans that weren't that great. But I've got a friend that's got a bunch of pre-embargo Cubans that are like 50, 60, 70 fucking years old. And those are good. But they're pre-embargo, so now they're extra expensive. And I don't feel like paying them pre-embargo prices. But I digress. when it comes to cigars, all you really need is just to find what you like. And remember, how do you drink your coffee? Not your tea, not your latte, not your macchiato, your coffee. Just like straight Americano, just coffee. Even, I know an Americano is espresso and hot water, but the point stands, how do you drink your coffee? Do you like your coffee light roast, medium roast, dark roast? Do you like it with a lot of cream and a lot of sugar, a little cream, a little sugar, no cream, little to no sugar? There you go. And that's how you'll find your flavor profile for cigars, because I like my coffee how I like my women. Hot, black, and bitterly indifferent to my suffering. Yeah, I went there. Sorry, I had to make that stupid joke. But I like my coffee black. I like it bitter, and I don't like sugar and any cream in my coffee. It's not because I'm trying to be manly or tough. No, I just like the bitter flavor of black coffee. I enjoy that flavor. I like my beer bitter. I like my, old fashions bitter. I like my bitter flavors. And it's kind of funny because humans evolved to recognize bitter as poisonous. I mean, these are kind of poisonous, and I like bitter fucking cigars. The bitter bite and a good pepper with leather and coffee notes, and a good earthy undertone, But you may not like this because of the earthy undertones, or the bitterness, or the leather notes, and a little hint of coffee flavor. You may not like that. You might like something like that Johnny Tobacco, where it's like, this sunshade or sunground, medium body at the most, mild at the end flavor, where it's more creamy and more leathery. Hell, you might not like any of those and might just enjoy acids. And to you, I say good for you. I'm not going to lend you any good sticks, but I'll let you smoke at my house in my backyard with me. I mean, that's just how it goes. Now, this just happened. My cigar has gone out. It has gone out. And there's no shame in relighting it. In fact, it's pretty common. People are yammering and talking. We kind of forget to mind and tend our cigar to where it goes out. You can relight it within a time frame. Like, don't relight an hour-old cigar, because by then the tar in it has solidified and added nasty flavor. Not even bitter, not even sour, just gross. But, if it's under an hour, go ahead and relight it. And you don't save like a half-smoked cigar in the humidor. Don't. If you're going to save a half-smoked cigar, put it in a bag or something. I don't know. I've never had that problem. Because if I have to put a cigar down and walk away for more than an hour, if it's a good cigar, good stick, I'll be pissed. But if it's like a cheap one, like my factory smokes from my Ichibans, no big loss. $2 to $4 at most. And, when it comes to brands I like for cigars, I like Room 101. I'm a huge fan of Room 101. I've met Matt Booth multiple times. I have several boxes that he signed. I don't know, like I bought the boxes signed. I took the box to him like, hey, could you sign this for me, please? Would you please sign my box, Mr. Booth? It would mean the world to me if you sign it. And he's just like, yeah, cool. He's a really chill dude. He's got a badass car. And he's like, yeah, sure, he signs it. Like, he's a super friendly dude. He's really cool. I've met him multiple times through the shop that I like to go to. I like Punch, and I've met one of the state reps for Punch cigars. And I've got a ton of, free swag from Punch that I like. In fact, one of my favorite cigars by Punch is the Knuckle Buster. It's a $4 stick. It's a $4 stick. And I love it. So, you can't put a price on good. You can, and you can kind of use this as a guideline. But a good cigar is a good stick. And if it's a cheap stick, that's even better. Like, I like Perdomo. Perdomo doesn't make cheap sticks. Their cheapest are about $10 a pop, with the exception of the shop I go to where they have a special edition of Perdomo cigars called the Lounge Edition because they have a Perdomo Lounge. And because they have a Perdomo Lounge, they get a specialty. Only shops that have Perdomo Lounges get these cigars. And they're amazing. They really, really are. Cohiba makes expensive sticks, and they're good. But I've had a few Cohibas I didn't like. Avo makes phenomenal cigars. They're expensive. They're over $10 a piece. And I've had a few I didn't like. Crux is another company. Why do people like Crux? Crux does not make cheap sticks. I don't care for Crux. I don't. Drew Estates is one of those companies where they have a lot of blends, like Gurkha, but not as many as Gurkha. And they tend to be a lot more selective with what they put out. So Drew Estates, again, I have a bunch of Drew Estates swag that I like because I like Drew Estates. I love their Underground. I love the Nick stuff. But they also make acid. A cigar I can't fucking stand. A cigar I hate. I don't hate people who smoke acid. I just think, they're getting into cigars and they don't know better. But, I mean, again, Drew Estates has a lot of really, really good sticks. Hell, they make Liga Privadas. I love Liga Privadas. Liga Privada is a premium brand, and you will pay out the nose for a Liga Privada. But that's a Drew Estates cigar, and those are fucking phenomenal fucking sticks. They really, really are. I love them. I think they're great. But then again, you may not like Liga Privada, or you may not like the Nigabursto or the Underground. You may not like them. You might think they're not for you. Same with Drew Estate, or same with Room 101. You may not like, the Payback or the Ichiban or the Farce. I don't like the Farce for Room 101. It's just, I think the quality varies too greatly from stick to stick, and I don't care for the flavor. Hell, they've had some anniversaries I loved, and they had some anniversaries I couldn't stand. CAO cigar. Yeah, CAO cigars. Same thing. Like, I loved the Mortal Coil by CAO. Like, I lament smoking all of my CAO Mortal Coils. I regret not buying more and holding because those were a phenomenal stick. Their Amazon Basin was another pretty good stick. But I've had a bunch of CAOs that I didn't fucking like. Like, I don't like the flathead. There are people out there who swear by the flathead cigar. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't care for it. Actually, my laptop can do that. There we go. So like I said, cigars vary by mix, by brand, by even by size. Toros, Robustas, Churchills, Rothschilds. I like Robustas. Robustas are my favorite size of cigar because that's about as long as I want to spend with the cigar, about 30 to an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. Yet I had, one of my friends gave me a beast of a cigar, and that was a 2.5 hour smoke. That was a beast of a cigar. It was good. It was so fucking good. And the flavor profile subtly changed during the course of the 2.5 hours it took me to smoke it. But it was amazing. But there are some people out there who hate that cigar because of how long it takes you to smoke it. And I can understand that. But, I don't typically like Toros. Toros are longer and bigger than Robustos. I prefer Robusto because a Robusto is about as long as I'm willing to spend on a single cigar. It's just the nature of the beast. It really is just that. If you want to get into smoking cigars, go for it. But don't spend the money if you're not sure you want to keep doing it. Don't go out and buy a massive humidor and all these expensive sticks and then decide this isn't for me. Start small. Get a little bag with a Boveda pack. Keep them in there. Keep them in a drawer so they're dark, and they'll be fine. You know, you don't have to spend $200-$300 on a humidor, and then fill it with a ton of sticks that you may not like. Just buy one or two sticks here and there. Try them if you like it. Like, I got a friend that swears by the Pappy Van Winkle cigars. I hate them. I can't stand them. I don't think they're any good. I also don't like Pappy Van Winkle. I think it's just trash. I can't stand it. I think Pappy Van Winkle is grossly overrated. It's the same with whiskey as it is with cigars. You're not going to like every whiskey, scotch, bourbon, or rye. Try a little from everything. Eventually you'll find one you like. And that's just how it goes. The general rule, even though I had to relight this, if you relight it once, it's fine, but don't do it twice. Twice is, no, just give up on it. There are a bunch of different cutters. I just use a guillotine cut. Guillotine cut is just like this. Two simple blades that are curved that cuts. Guillotine, right? But there are V cuts and there are punches. Punches are a little circle blade that you punch into the cap of the cigar and creates a perfect little hole. A V cut will cut a little V in it. And a guillotine will just cut straight. And there are a lot of people who swear that one is better than the other. I honestly don't see the difference. I really, really don't. You know? Like, damn. Hold on. I'm actually going to break my rule out. Well, it's not out, but it's not doing well. You gotta maintain the flame sometimes. Sometimes it's picky. Sometimes it's just weird. Speaking of relighting, there are different schools of thought on what you use to light a cigar. Some people say never use a lighter. The butane or the fuel will mess with the flavor. That's bullshit. You don't have to light a piece of cedar and then light your cigar. You don't have to use matches. You don't have to use a specialty lighter. Although I do have this lighter. This is a St. DuPont lighter. It's a single jet. Called a single jet because it puts out a single jet of high pressure butane. Now, when it comes to lighters, you don't need the most expensive you can get. You don't. You really don't. I've had a good Zycar lighter. I've had a Padormo branded Zenith lighter. I've got a couple other Zenith lighters. I got some no-brand lighters. Hell, you can use a little butane gas station lighter if you want. So you don't have to buy the most expensive lighter. This is a $300 lighter. This was a gift from a friend, from two friends, him and his girlfriend, for my birthday this year. You know, and it's just, you don't have to have the most expensive lighter. You don't. Like, I smoke with guys that use $20 lighters they get at the shop because if it breaks, dies, or gets lost, it's no big deal. But if someone took my St. DuPont, I'd fucking go to war. You know. One, because it's $300 lighter, and two, it was a gift. And the gift part's why, because that's expensive and important to me because it was a gift from my friends for my birthday. You know. So you don't need the most expensive lighter. You don't need the most expensive cutter. Like in the shop, in the display case out front, they have lighter cutters that are $1,000, but they also have some that are $20 made of plastic. This one is a Cohiba metal cutter that my friend Ray gave me. Because he had a bunch of them and just gave me. And I've had it for about a year. That's why it's so worn out looking. But it's not an expensive lighter. It's one he got buying a bunch of Cohibas. He loves Cohiba. That's his preferred brand. And so he has Cohiba try. I mean, you don't have to have the most expensive lighter. You don't have to have the most expensive cutter. You don't have to have the most expensive cigar case. My little 3-stick holder that I use, I got this for free for buying a box of Drew Estates. It's a nice leather case. It looks good, but I got it for free because I bought 20 sticks. It came with a bunch of other free shit. You know. And that's the thing. There are people who are going to tell you, oh, you have to have the most expensive this, or the more you spend, the better it will be. And in some things, that's true. But when it comes to cigars and accessories, cutters, lighters, tools, cases, humidors, and humidification for your humidor, sometimes the cheap stuff works just fine. Sometimes the cost-effective stuff works just fine. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to get into the hobby. A couple $100 is all it takes. A little 5-stick travel humidor. Keep a Boveda pack in it. Keep 3 to 5 sticks in it. It'll be just fine. Keep your cutter and lighter with you. A couple $100 at most, you can get into the hobby. And it is kind of a hobby. Well, I consider it a hobby, but that's because I'm a middle-aged man. And a middle-aged man, you only have 3 things you can do in life. Get way into smoked meats, way into European history, or into cigars. There's a 4th one, but I'm not much for drinking, so I'm not into that. But I have friends who are. But like I said, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to get into it. Or even stay in the hobby. You don't. You can spend the minimum and still have good cigars that you can enjoy. And you don't have to smoke every day. Because you're not inhaling, you're just puffing. Yeah, you're still running the risk for cancer in the mouth, the lungs, mouth, throat, tongue, sinus cancer, all that. But because you're not inhaling, you're just puffing. It shouldn't affect your ability to run, walk, or do anything. Because I can still walk and run and do everything. I mean, granted, kidney failure has kind of destroyed my endurance, but I can still work out. I can still do cardio. Hell, I have a rowing machine at home in my bedroom that I spend an hour on every day. And I don't feel a problem. I don't even smoke every day. And because I don't smoke every day, I don't feel the need to smoke every day. Right? Like, I don't have nicotine withdrawal because the nicotine you get from the cigar is minimal, and it's just through osmosis through your mouth, cheeks, tongue, such, sinuses, and whatever. It's minimal, and I can go months without a cigar. I choose not to because why? It's what I like to do. I like to have a cigar at the end of the day on my back porch. Sometimes after, cigar in the morning with my coffee. Sometimes I'll sit and smoke cigars all day with my friends and drink whiskey and bourbon and scotch. But I don't do that all the time. And that's the beauty of cigars. Because while, yes, they can be habit-forming, and yes, they do contain nicotine, and yes, they are bad for you. Even someone like me who's been smoking cigars for quite a while, I don't always feel the need to smoke. I can go months without smoking. Hell, I had COVID last week and I had no cigars. I had plenty in my box, plenty in my humidor. I just didn't smoke because I didn't want to. I didn't feel like it. and I didn't have any nicotine withdrawals that I noticed. And they didn't get grouchy or cranky. I mean, I'm already grouchy and cranky. It comes with being 40 years old. But I didn't have any nicotine withdrawals. I am glad I am back at streaming. I've missed this. Just rattling shit off the top of my head. It feels good. I'm going to have to keep this going Sundays. I might have to add some gaming streams in the week, but, for now, this is all. This is just what we're doing. And this is just something I enjoy. And maybe you'd enjoy it. Maybe not. Who knows? You never know unless you try. Oh, sorry, there's a thing on the floor. I don't even know what it is. It's like a little rock or something. I noticed it when I kicked it. My cigar's had a blowout. It's blown out, but it's still smokable, still enjoyable. Oh, man. Let's see. Got rain last night. That was good. I enjoyed the rain. Half hour to an hour of good solid rain. Yeah, a bunch of wind knocked a bunch of dead branches down. There was a little bit of hail, but we got some good solid rain. My grass in my yard looks phenomenal in the front. Backyard looks dead as hell, but that's unavoidable. It's Texas. It's summer. And it's over 100 for the last 3 months. But that's just part of living in this part of Texas. Though it is funny, all the people that moved to this part of Texas are like, that's over 100. It's like, welcome to Texas. Welcome to South Texas. Our summers are hot, dry, and brutal. It's just how it is. But it's funny when people don't fucking realize that they move from elsewhere and they come here and it's hot and it's dry, and then they figure out the hard way that it's hot. It gets hot here. Like I made a joke with one of my friends that lives up in the Northwest. And we have a cold front coming through because it's going to be 95. The rest of the week is over 104, but that one day it was 98 actually. It was a nice little break from the triple digits. And it's starting to cool off. All of next week should be under 100, which will be nice. So, because it was an El Nino year, our summer was extremely dry, which happens when we get El Nino cycles. That just means our fall and winter are going to be wet and mild, wet and cold, brutally cold in winter. Maybe Farmer's Almanac says we're going to have a brutally cold winter. I tend to believe the Farmer's Almanac because it's not wrong all the time. In fact, it tends to be more accurate. But it is what it is. But that's just how life is. You can't always predict the weather. You can't predict everything. It is as it is. Actually getting fairly good-sized following on TikTok. Like, it's not big, but I love all 800 of my followers on TikTok. I think that's pretty cool. I shitpost and people like it. Follow, and it's like, hey, awesome. And since I started dumping my TikTok videos onto YouTube. I've gained some followers. I'm finally over 100 fucking subscribers on YouTube. So, you know, hey, that's pretty good. In all honesty, I don't know how many followers I have on Twitch. I don't think I have any subs, which is fine. I'm not like other streamers who are like, oh, subscribe. Yeah, I'm not begging for money. I mean, yeah, I've got the subscriber count, donation goal, follower count. But have I brought it up at all this time? Nope, not till now. Because I'd rather people follow. Because following is free. You can follow for free. But a subscription, that's you paying for a subscription. And you don't have to subscribe to my channel. In fact, I'd rather you just drop a follow if you like like the content. Because it's not about me trying to make a living. It's just me having fun streaming. And right now, there's nobody watching, and I'm still just enjoying it. And I think that's the important thing, is that just do it if you enjoy it. I'm not out here trying to make a living out of it. That's not my thing. But I enjoy it. And I've gotten to talk and meet with some really cool people on stream. And I think if more people were adamant about just, hey, follow, it's free. You don't have to sub, you don't have to throw money at me. You don't have to throw bits and all that. I think streaming would be a lot more open. I think more people would be into it. Because I think that's fun. I think that's important. I think a lot of people enjoy that, Because I'm not doing this, to make money. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. And I've met some cool people doing it. I'm an affiliate. So I've been an affiliate since like 2019. Or was it like 2018? Somewhere in there. Somewhere before 2020, I became affiliate on Twitch. And it was awesome. But it's not the primary focus of what I'm doing. I'm not chasing partner. And I know plenty of people who are. And they've become so miserable with how they put out their content that they burn out. Now, I had a bunch of shit going on for the last 6-7 months to where I couldn't stream. But because I'm not, making it my primary goal in life, it doesn't matter. Okay. Just gonna minimize that. I don't care about that. I'll look into that. It's just problem shooting thing here in a minute. Sorry, again, new laptop. Still figuring it out. But the webcam is better than my current webcam at home. So I might have to buy a better webcam at some point. But yeah, I'll deal with that later. Do that ghost, that retro Frenching hair. But no, it's been a busy 6-7 months. It has been incredibly busy. And I had a lot of stuff going on to where I couldn't stream. But I'm glad that that's over. I'm back at it here, once again here, smoking cigars on a Sunday, just shooting the shit, talking about whatever. Well, so far it's just me because there's nobody here, no viewers, but that's good. I'm doing it for me. Now, I know people that like to mix stuff with their cigars. I do. Like, I know way too many people that are like, oh, I gotta mix this and this, or dip it in this. And you don't have to. But that's just fuck it, I'm not using it. But they're way too into, like, dipping their sticks in fucking brandy or vodka or tequila, because Arnold Schwarzenegger does that. He likes tequila. I won't touch the shit. And I know some people are like, oh, it takes it to the next level. But I don't see the value in that. I don't see the point. It's not something you have to do. I mean, hell, I'd like to meet up with Arnold, smoke a stick, drink a cup of coffee, and just talk. You know, that would be the dream come true if I could meet Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know? I mean, hell, there's plenty of people and celebrities that smoke that I'd like to meet up with and just have a smoke with and talk to them. You know? Just passive and casual conversation. And that's what I like about coming to the shop. Because when I come to a shop, I go back into the lounge, I can sit down, I can smoke my stick, and I will meet people. I will talk to people. People from all walks of life, from the very rich to, you know, people in my income, middle class bracket. Well, I'm more working class, but still. And we have all sorts of conversations. You know, don't always just have the same conversation over and over and over again. I sit with Democrats, I sit with Republicans, I sit with, you know, liberals, conservatives. I've sat with people that are socialist, and we've had interesting conversations about all sorts of things. Not always politics, not always sports, sometimes the weather, sometimes the economy, sometimes about life. You know, I've met some of the people I consider my best friends at the shop. You know, and that's the magic of it. That's the magic of the shop. Is that you don't know who you're going to sit with always, but you know you're going to have some conversations with them. And that's the fun part. We got about 5 minutes before I got to shut down, but, you know, hey, I'm just glad to be here. Glad that whoever watches, and that we were able to sit and have this time together. That's what matters to me. We don't have to, you know, always have excitement in our lives. Sometimes just a chill, relaxed moment is best. And that's kind of the important thing, you know, when we can just sit down and decompress. It's good. It's always good to sit down and decompress. We don't always have to deal with everything and all the things at once. And that's the important thing. That's what matters. You know, that we can just have this moment to ourselves. And I think that more people took a moment every day to themselves to just decompress, to unwind. A lot of issues could be resolved. But that's just my stance. That's just my view of things. It's just my take on life. You know, because not everyone's going to follow the same views. Not everyone's going to always agree with you. Not everyone's always going to like you. There will always be people in this world who hate you just because they hate you. You know, and you don't have to try to make everyone happy. I spent way too much time as a kid trying to appease everybody and make everyone I knew happy. I spent way too much effort on that, and it made me miserable. But as an adult, I realized that I only have to keep myself happy and try to help others when I can. I think that's a good point to end this. So, I'm gonna. They're out there talking. I'm gonna end it. We're ending. So, like I always say, thank you for watching. You don't have to sub. I will never beg for subs. I will never beg for money. I will never beg for donations or bits. I just ask that if you enjoyed it, you drop a follow. I'm South Texas Fail. Y'all be good to each other, and I'll see y'all next Sunday.